Tonight, around the country, there are as many as 55 migrant children still in shelters, still separated from their families last year and still separated today. One reason for that is that the Department of Homeland Security did not have a way to track and link migrant children and the parents that they were taken from. Despite assurances from the Department of Health and Human Services, there was, quote, a central database that both departments could access and update with that information. But MSNBC's Jacob Soboroff got exclusive access to some shocking emails showing those assurances were a lie. Here with me now with that report himself, MSNBC correspondent Jacob Soboroff, who's done great work doggedly following the story. Jacob, what did you find?
Well, Chris, what I'd like to say about this is in case there was any remaining doubt that the Trump administration never had a plan to reunite the thousands of children it systematically ripped away from its parents along the southern border, that can now be put to rest. We obtained emails between Matthew Albence, who is currently the acting head of Immigration and Customs Enforcement. At the time, he was the head of the enforcement and removal operations, and a guy by the name of Tom Fitzgerald, who was a data analyst for HHS. And this is just days after the president has signed the executive order ending family separations. The government has sent out this email, this blast fact sheet saying we've got the central database. You can rest assured that we're on our way to reuniting kids. And the email from Fitzgerald essentially asked Albence, hey, can you fill in information for 2,000 different children, where their parents are, who their parents are, have their parents been deported? And Albence writes back, he basically says, wait a minute, you're saying you don't have this information, to which Fitzgerald replies, no, I don't have that information. We've got information for about 60 of the 2,000 children that are currently in our custody. And that was the beginning of an extraordinary mess that was only solved, it's still not solved, frankly, but was only put on the road to being solved by a federal judge here in Southern California who ordered a system to be developed in order to get those kids back and reunite them ultimately with their parents, Chris.
So we got, we know they toy with this idea. They start implementing a pilot idea of family separation that then implemented en masse. They brag about it. They then lie and say they don't have any such policy while they do. They then climb down from it and say, okay, we're gonna stop doing this and we're gonna reunite everyone. And what you're saying is these emails, and this one is particular, the government says, okay, well, let's get them back together. They start emailing each other about how are we going to do this? And this is from Tom Fitzgerald, who's the data analyst. In short, no, we do not have any linkages from parents to unaccompanied children, save for a handful. We have a list of parent alien numbers, but no way to link them to children. No one was keeping any track of the parent and the kid as a unified entity in the data system of the entire federal government.
And, when we put this out tonight, a couple people said to me, didn't we already know this? And yes, we did know that there was never a system. The HHS and the DHS Inspector General made that very clear, as have subsequent testimonies. But we've never seen the behind the scenes, basically scrambling to figure out how to literally fill a spreadsheet. And why this is particularly troubling today, Kevin McAleenan, the new acting Secretary of Homeland Security, has said in multiple interviews with our own Lester Holt on 60 Minutes just over the course of the last weekend that the intent was always to reunify all of these thousands of kids that were taken away from their parents. Well, if the intent was always to reunify, why do you have people that are supposed to be responsible for tracking and putting these children back together having absolutely no idea what's going on behind the scenes? These are just two emails, Chris. We have, and this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, you can check out the Jacob's excellent story and some of these emails at NBCnews.com. Jacob Soboroff, thank you for that great reporting.
Thanks, Chris.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.